For all film-related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Puja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Lovely to meet you, Apoorva and Monika. And now I'm very curious, like to my first question, when two great minds, creative people come together, what is it like?
I think it's like a great signature dish.
Absolutely. I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, we are brimming with ideas, and when we meet, invariably the meetings fall short in time because there's so many other things that we want to talk about besides the work we are doing. But I think it's therapeutic, really. It is just therapeutic to meet somebody who is as passionate about content. And with Netflix and Monica, I think the passion is so enormous, you know, that there's a buzz. I'll just put that. You feel buzzed when you're kind of having those meetings because you're so energized about everything that's been spoken about and you discuss. I think it's wonderful in that sense.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of learning that happens when we meet from each other and the teams, and I think that's what keeps the whole buzz and the zing going, because you come at the same sort of creative from similar perspectives, different perspectives, experiences that you've brought through. So I think our journey with Dharma in creation has been really phenomenal. And I mean, everything we've done together, we are so proud of it. I mean, last one, Ajib Dastans, and how it did so brilliantly, and I think now Fame Game, we are just really excited about it.
So we are Netflix's babies because we've not worked with any other OTT platform from Dharmatic. We've just been very, very loyal.
True. And, you know, as I said, Dharma has always spelled entertainment, and so does Netflix. So when the two come together, it's definitely the fame, I would say the entertainment games. But how does it work with both of you? I'm sure, you know, there are ideas, some are rejected, some are accepted. What is it like? And what is the secret formula to your success? मुझे बता दो, हम किसी और को नहीं बताएंगे.
So I can speak that for us, I think, you know, we were very fortunate that the Fame Game came to us from Shri Rao, you know, who had created it, and he spoke to us because he had worked with us briefly, very briefly on Bar Bar Dekho. And he reached out to us, and we loved the story idea, and we loved what he was doing. And of course, he had a relationship with Netflix also. But I think what really is unique is that, you know, while we came a little bit late in the game because obviously there was a certain story arc that was ready and a certain script that was in place, I think Netflix allowed us, you know, to drive this, to mold it in the way we saw it. And, you know, there was so much support, there was so much freedom, respect while we were working. And I think that's really important for any creator, you know, that you're given the liberty to do what you're doing and the trust to proceed the way you're visualizing the content, you know. And I think that is really, really important, you know.
So as you know, Monica, as Apoorva said, that, you know, it was a new medium for them. You know, they've also changed the kind of stories and brought us diverse narratives coming onto the platform. With Netflix, what are the kind of stories? How does it work when, you know, creators do approach you? What is it that you are looking for as a platform?
You know, Pooja, the one thing that we're really looking for where stories are concerned is how diverse is what we are commissioning, what we are greenlighting. Every story has to have a unique space, has to have a unique voice. We're looking at how clear the creator's vision is, because that's very important. There are many great ideas out there, but sometimes in the journey of, you know, sort of creating that idea, writing out that idea, sometimes it doesn't you know, land where it's supposed to. And that happens all the time. It happens across, it's always happened in different mediums. So streaming is no different from that. How it takes shape, the creator's vision, then all the, you know, the partners that you have, and what is the vision and support and backing that they are bringing to a project. So I think it's a mix of the idea, that diversity across, you know, of what the service is going to look like. Because for each creator, their show has to be the best. For a service like Netflix, everything that we put out there has to be able to please our audiences, has to really touch them emotionally, has to give them something new. So it's really about making sure that we are always looking at different formats, different genres, languages. Like with Dharmatic, like we did this really mad Bollywood Vibes, which is coming, you know, for its second season. Ajeeb was an anthology, Guilty was a film. So Fame Game is a full power scripted series. And then, there are so many other projects that we are working on. And the documentary that we did together, Searching for Sheila, which was a follow-up to Wild Wild Country, right? So in everything that we do, the attempt is to program the most diverse slate and offering for our members who have to, have different tastes. And when you have partners like Dharmatic, who can actually program with you in every genre, that is something that really works brilliantly then.
And it's awesome. So much, so many of the established stars, whether it's Madhuri ji, whether it's Raveena Tandon, have made their debut with Netflix. Then you have also the young voices, Adarsh Gaurav, then you've had Tahir Raj Bhasin, newer talent coming. I want to ask you, Apoorva, first, how difficult or is it easy to convince all these big stars, because unko used to ho jata hai na, box office, bade made to convince them, or has it been easy peasy now?
So, I have to say that it was initially a little bit difficult. I think there was the entire mindset that we want to do theatrical releases only. But I have to say, I think the whole COVID period has really helped, because I think actors have seen the power of the digital platform. They've seen the ability of these platforms to reach out to so many countries. A lot of films went direct to digital release because it was not conducive to do a theatrical release, and they saw the success. I mean, we ourselves saw it with Sher Shah recently, So and Gunjan Saxena, which we did with Netflix. So the idea is that people have realized that, listen, it's no longer about only a theatrical release. It's about reaching out to so many countries, and you have to make sure that the film is positioned well and marketed well. And I think the same goes for series. They've realized that there's such amazing roles that you can play, which sometimes may not be possible theatrically. So, the ability to satisfy yourself as an artist is so well taken care of, because you have so many diverse roles you can play and dabble in. So in that sense, there is definitely, the learning curve has definitely moved up, and everybody is now very open to doing series, shows, both on the scripted and on the unscripted front.
Absolutely. And Monika, also
and Pooja, just to add here, I remember the conversations we had around Gunjan Saxena, the nervousness. It was very early days. Should we release a theatrical film on streaming, direct to digital? There was a lot of nervousness. And the way the film was received and how much love it got and the confidence it gave, there are more and more artists and, who are now actually excited about having their work, come on streaming, because it instantly reaches such a wide audience.
Absolutely. So also now talking about women, I love the fact that, Netflix has been giving a platform to female stories, which also Dharma did with Ajeeb Dastane. You saw many shades of women, which I wouldn't have seen in the feature film format on screen, which, suddenly came up. Going forward, what are the kind of stories you as a platform want to touch upon? And Apoorva, you as creators want to bring to the fore? Earlier, one gets restricted by the 2-hour format, but you're streaming, the sky is the limit.
So, I think for us at Dharmatic, the scope is really infinite. I said we are really looking at the entire gamut of offerings, be it films, short format, long format, both in the scripted and unscripted space. And like Monika said, the great thing about platforms like Netflix is that they allow you to create this content, because there is some content that may be niche and it may not necessarily be suited for a theatrical release purely because of the subject matter or purely because of appealing to a certain demographic only. But you're able to overcome all these hurdles, because there is such a large audience base on these platforms. You are assured of being able to put something out and it having been met and seen by people who love that kind of content. So really excited about this whole expanse that's happening thanks to the digital platforms.
Absolutely. Yes, Monika.
Yeah, I think, the one thing that has happened with the streaming revolution is that innovation is really at front and center of everything that you do in storytelling. And I mean innovation in the way you create, the kinds of formats and stories that you can tell. You now know that stories will find their audience, that, you don't have to wait for a physical place And there is a limitation of how many physical places where you can, showcase creative work. With streaming, you can really take the idea, the story to as many people as you want, really touching people with newer stories, and that's what we are doing this year. There are many, many amazing series lined up. There are many amazing films lined up. There are documentaries from India lined up. There are reality shows lined up. So and with the fame game, you'll realize that the bar has really gone up.
And it's lovely the fact that it's your own industry where you're going to show us that side of it. I want to know about Fame Game. What excited both of you? What excited you when they came to you, and Apoorva when it was discussed that the Dharmatic is producing Fame Game? What was that you said, let's just do this?
So, the love for celebrities, I think, is universal. Everyone loves celebrities. Everyone loves to understand, loves to know what a celebrity life is. And I think this show, in a sense, really has an amazing blend of what a celebrity life is outside in front of the camera and inside the house. And I think that the ability to blend the two of them, to show what all comes with fame, and that fame comes at a cost, be it in terms of your love, your relationships, your trust, your family. You're able to show all these diverse areas and how celebrity status is impacted or impacts it. For us, that was really, really amazing. And at the heart of it, it was a really beautiful, simple family story. So I think, we've been able to blend the mystery, the thrill, and, the entire family story all packaged in one. So I think for us, that was really, really interesting. And yes, and here it is.
Yeah, and for me also, and everyone, all of us as Team Netflix, what really worked is that all of us are starstruck in some way or the other, and all of us really want that spotlight. Some may want more, some may want less, but everybody, as they say, wants their 30 seconds of fame. But you don't realize that when you're in the limelight, as they say, there are no free lunches. So when you're in the limelight, what kind of strain does it put on you, and particularly on the people that you love the most? Because it pulls you away. It could create complexities, in your life that you had never really thought of, accounted for. So it's a beautiful journey. And like Apoorva said, at the heart of it, it's a very simple family story. And that's the blend of the two things is what really worked for us, that everybody can identify with it, and yet you're looking at it because you've not been a part of this world, but you desire to be a part of this world. Absolutely. So that's, and even as we're deep in the process of season 2, which is being written, and so I think where the characters go, what happens next. We are on that journey now, and we want this baby to be handed over, and for everyone to see it and to enjoy the series and give it the love that we've really sort of felt while creating it.
And I'm loving the fact that how you all have started conversations. People are conversing, it should have been like this. And, people like me think of alternate ends. So it's just fabulous. So before we go, I want to know, what are the two of you binging on? Ye mat bolna ki jaise 5 ungliyan sab equal. And tell me your favorite. What's on your binge list?
So I have to say, I've just started watching Aryanak. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Aranyak, which is looking really good. And I enjoyed the Squid Game. I think it was incredible. And I hope we can make something like this one day, where the whole country is chatting about a show. Where does this ever happen? It never happens for a film. Yeah. This kind of success and love and appreciation. So I'm enjoying these two shows. I know my wife is looking forward to Bridgerton, because she keeps talking about that. So yeah, so we are all looking at different stuff, but we're all waiting for a lot of stuff to come out.
Absolutely. What about you, Monika? Now tell me.
I have actually, for a long time, I was waiting to tick my list of documentaries. So I've marked out Tinder Swindler. I'm really waiting to watch that. And of course, I'm very fascinated with the way Korean content is really taking over the world.
Absolutely.
So
I've been the champion
the creators in Korea and what they are doing. the kind of ideas they're coming up with and how they're putting their stories together is something that all of us in India can actually learn a lot from. And so All of Us Are Dead is also something that I've marked
fabulous.
out in my
It's fabulous.
and my name. I know. I can see how it's trending on the service.
Yes.
So I mean, it's something
But
that
we have to ask Monika to pick one which is not a Netflix show.
which is not a Netflix show. Okay, I'm curious and excited to watch Apoorva's film, which is dropping tomorrow. I won't take the name and I won't take the platform name. No, I
I'm
can
about to
actually. I
watch
don't
that.
mind. It's I would really love to. So I'm looking forward to watching Gehraiyan, and I'm always looking forward to watching great content. So I'm also looking forward to watching Rocket Boys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And as I said, you can just have a job for me to watch Netflix and Dharma. So in case you have a vacancy, I should be number one
Done.
on that.
Done.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Puja. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.